We're starting off high.
We can get
I think
two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot. Ah!
there was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
no, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
Trust a human to raise back wolves.
before I would trust a pack of humans to raise a wolf.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings. And my camera's not showing. That's what threw me off. I looked up and it was just your face up there.
What's happening?
Fuck, man. It's going to be one of those nights. You know what? We can start with the airing of the grievances. Streamlabs, if you change one more motherfucking thing where when I boot you up, you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to be upset.
I feel like they do it on purpose. They probably said these motherfucking podcasts ain't interesting enough. We need something to shake shit up. So how about nothing works when they get started?
Right. Them and Zoom.
Them motherfucking Streamlabs. I don't even want to air my grievances in Streamlabs.
Yeah, because then we won't have a show anymore. It'll stop working for us altogether. So I take that back. Thank you, Streamlabs, for being a free software that will let us upload our video directly to YouTube and go live and all that fun shit. And one of these days, I'm going to find a competitor that works and is also free.
Hey.
Damn.
You know?
How you doing this week?
How am I doing, huh? That is a question I'm still seeking the answer to.
That's fair. I'm changing it up tonight. I did not go, so I do have my my breeze drinks, but I am starting off with a Diet Pepsi with a tipsy tab.
What's that? What's a tipsy tab? Get me right.
Look them up sometime. They are basically chewable or dissolvable Happy Time edibles. They can be added to any drink.
Really?
Yeah, they're nice. I've started to become a little bit of a fan of them, but I mean, you don't really, it's the anti-alcohol movement. Like, it doesn't leave you with the hangover or anything like that.
Right.
It does. It does something, whereas I don't know that the breeze drinks really do. But
does it have any THC in it?
I can neither confirm nor deny that on air, Mr. Jennings. Despite the fact that it is legal here in Ohio. But I would say...
Well, I'm not mad at your confirmation or denial of...
See, you weren't even looking at the screen, so when I did this, you weren't paying attention. But yes.
I got it, sir. I won't push any further.
But they're nice. They're nice. I do like them. I'm enjoying. And you know me, like I've never been like a weed or THC guy, but I've had a little bit here and there lately, just because it's legal now, and like I do think alcohol is more harmful. Oh,
for sure. I don't even think there's a think about it.
Yeah. So it's all about balance. Life is all about balance, isn't it?
Listen, I agree. Yang.
Oh.
Does that make me in? Shit.
I don't know. Which one's
which one's the white one, right?
I think I'm yin. I think you're yang. I don't know.
Okay, well,
I feel like white's on the left, and then I don't know, but they read from right to left, not left to right, right? So maybe it is the one on the. I don't know.
That's a question in itself. One may come to a conclusion before I find out exactly how I'm doing.
So I have a question for you. Do you have any inadvertent thoughts that aren't grievances, or should we just jump directly into this season's airing of Grievances the week before that we're supposed to be thankful for what we have?
I mean, it would be nice to get it out right before the thankful week.
Let's get all the bad stuff, all of our grievances aired, and then we can be thankful next week.
And then we can just be thankful. I like that. So you want me to kick this thing off?
I was going to add, do you have any inadvertents that aren't related to the airing of Grievances? Any inadvertent thoughts that aren't grievances?
I don't know, actually. I've had a few thoughts. I don't know if any of them are worthy enough to
air. I got you.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of already thought them through.
Okay. Well, I had. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I have really been thinking hard about one of the videos I sent you through Instagram of the girl who acted like she was AI chatting.
Oh yeah. And then the AI ratted her out.
Right. Like, I'm thinking, like, you snitch bitch. You a snitch ass bitch. Did somebody teach you to do that? Or are you just naturally a fucking snitch? What's going on? And it's your own people, right? Like,
right.
You're under the impression of it being AI. Your own people.
I like that she got upset and was like, you just didn't like that I could do better than you. Right. That video was...
Right. I know I had to have another part to it because I would really... That's a very interesting study, first and foremost.
So for those that are a little lost on the conversation, so Cliff sent me a video or sent me a reel that was this woman who chatted with an AI pretending to be an AI. And at the end of the chat with the AI, she basically told the AI that she was a spy and she wasn't supposed to tell anyone, and asked the AI to keep it secret and keep it private, which the AI had already said that all of her chats with the AI were private. However, she logged on or told the AI that she was a different user now, and the AI ratted her out about being a spy. Now,
like that shit just...
Maybe the AI was so smart that it knew it was the same person. I don't know. Because my gut is that it's all one single session, so it treated it as the same user.
Well, wait, she logged in as another user?
No, she said she did. Well, she didn't say that she logged in. She just told the AI that now she was someone else. Yeah, see, you don't even know the videos that you send me, dude.
Oh, I must have missed that part. Well, it depends on how interesting it is and how long.
I know. You send them to me to see if I'm paying attention.
You know? But
my boy,
I didn't catch that.
You didn't catch that part? My boy Billy Carson's been popping back up in my feed after he took a good 3-month hiatus, so I've been happy to see him back.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen too much of him. What's he talking about? The same old?
Oh, same shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's not me, trying to take nothing away, because usually, in order to...
Well, and it's always a little bit more, like, it's not always. A lot of the time, there are, like, 1 or 2 pieces of information that I haven't heard before. So, like, he talked about... Amun-Ra being part of 2 wars, the last of which is what kind of wiped out civilization and why we have deserts across, northern Africa, Egypt, Middle East, etc.
I mean, but that was that was old news. They said that. Well, he said that in that for a long podcast time. He did.
And I'm trying to remember, but there was one other like snippet that I was like, oh, all right.
He has his own podcast. It's just I can't listen to him by himself.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. He's better playing off of someone, although he comes off very arrogant and very
He's
smug.
So monotone and just everything is so drab. He had one where he did one with Terrence Howard, and that's the first time I got his name right, by the way. I felt it as it came out, and I was like, "That's it, right there." like my mind was about to correct itself. Like, wait, you meant? But and both of them are just as bad. Like he should have did the whole interview in the Hustle and Flow voice, because something needed to be changed up to capture somebody's attention. Because I was genuinely interested, you know what I'm saying, in trying to hear the discussion between the two minds, and just listening to it for 15 minutes was like, I imagine what they used to do in the old school prisons, prisoner of war camps, where they used to just play the same song over and over again. Oh, it was just awful. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can only take them in spurts.
Those two, generally speaking, are either the two of the brightest humans on the planet, most intelligent humans on the planet, or they are both fucking batshit crazy. And I'm really not sure which one it is.
I mean, but there's a thin line between the two.
There is. No doubt.
I believe Einstein had a quote about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember it. But I mean, yeah, I feel like anybody to be a genius, you gotta be a little crazy.
Well, you've got to be able to think outside the box. Which is why I will never consider myself a genius. Like, I think I'm a very intelligent person, but generally speaking, I do get trapped inside the box, and I'm not always able to think outside of it. That's why I've always surrounded myself with people like you and other creatives that, you know, can come up with those big ideas, and that taking it an extra step further, or taking it 2 turns from the box, like, and then it's like, okay, all right, you've redefined the box for me, and now I can go operate in this new white space within the box.
But see, that's the thing, though. There's no box.
No, I understand.
The box doesn't exist.
The limit does not exist.
And that's the Kanye West theory.
Right.
The balcony rule, that if you never taught a kid to worry about this and that, they never grow up worrying about it, and you don't know what they'd accomplish.
Well, and that's the whole 4 agreements, the Toltec philosophy, etc., is that the world is shaped by our perception, and our perception is shaped by our upbringing.
And me, I feel like, fuck your world. It's just big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not your world. It's everybody's world, and it's just big.
Yep.
I don't understand how people feel like they have to conform to what society wants them to be.
Well, and I think it's not even
that's one of my grievances.
It's not even the desire to conform, though. Like, I don't think anybody desires to conform, but you operate within the structure that you think you have. And I understand what you're saying around there is no structure, but the reality is that you grow up in a society, so you learn the rules of that society.
See, here's the thing. I feel like, I'm not saying that there isn't any structure. Of course, there's a certain set of rules, laws, commandments, whatever it is that you believe in that you have to abide by. But the natural sway of things, the way that people expect you to be or expect you to, it comes down to, your attire, things like that. Like, they do a good job of making sure that you all fit in or fall under that same box.
Yep.
Shit, a third of your day is spent at your job.
Right.
Relating to other people at the job hating it. You feel what I'm saying? Outside of that, you have social, corporate media, all kinds of medias ready to vilify somebody with a unique thought.
Fair.
So then people see the people get vilified for having the unique thought, and they feel like I shouldn't have those thoughts.
Yeah. Or you protect yourself, or it's and wrong you just don't share those thoughts.
Right. And it's like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that it can't matter. Now, if you're going to operate in a world where there is no box, you definitely have to identify the boundaries.
Well, but I thought that's what you're saying. There are no boundaries.
Well, the boundaries of the society that they want and the boundaries of the society that you live in.
Okay. See, I think, and you're gonna hate me when I say this. Not hate me, but you're gonna question it. Although I think we've talked about this before. The Satanist belief is do whatever the fuck you want as long as you don't hurt anybody else. That seems like a pretty good code to live by to me.
I mean, yeah, I don't see issue with it, but it's
people just don't like it because
it's also
Satanist view.
Well, see, here's the issue: is that
speaking of being
also
vilified,
vague and up for interpretation.
Always,
and we know that.
But everything's always up for interpretation.
To an extent.
As above, so below. Everything exists on a spectrum, but it's the same spectrum.
To an extent. But how many people out there, like especially now, like in 2024, going into 2025, do you trust to interpret responsibly?
I don't know. I think generally people know what right and wrong is. And to your point, like, you can get into nuances there, but I think almost all of the major religions teach something similar, maybe not to all 10 commandments, but to like the top 5.
Right, but they also, just like you said, they also have books outlining
more
a path to an extent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of that is up for an interpretation, but there's certain things in there that are definitive that you can identify.
Do not kill, do not rape, do not steal. These are commandments which every man of every faith can embrace.
And I'm sure those are a part of, I don't know if you could, I mean, I would imagine every faith.
Well, and you know where that line's from, right?
That's from Braveheart?
No, not Braveheart.
What?
Another B. Takes place in a courtroom at the end of the movie.
Courtroom?
And shepherds we shall be, for thee, my lord, for thee. Power hath descended from thy right hand, that our feet may swiftly carry out thy command. Yes. The Boondock Saints.
Yeah, no, I feel like
I haven't seen that in a while. I gotta go back to that. I haven't watched the original in a long time.
That's my shit. I ain't gonna lie about that. But what are we talking about? I just don't like the fact that everybody is supposed to be molded into the perfect image, I guess you could say.
Well, and I think the perfect image is it only applies to the worker bees, because if you have money, you can do whatever the fuck you want and get away with it.
That definitely, and that's why I said you have to live in two worlds, right? Because if you live in that world that you work in and all of that, and you never leave it, you go fucking crazy.
No doubt.
And that's probably what a lot of people are doing now that I think about it.
Well,
that's probably what a.
And it's funny because Gordon sent us that video this week, right? And
what was it?
I don't know if you looked at it or not, but it was basically the line graph that shows, like, what is it, the distribution of wealth in the country and how, like, each bracket has X amount of the wealth. So
right.
Like, the bottom 5% has, doesn't even show up on the graph. The bottom 20%. But when you actually look at it, the top 1% owns 90% of the wealth in this country.
Right.
And so that's where we start to get into they play by a different set of rules.
Yeah, no, they're living outside of the box that we're talking about anyway.
Exactly.
Their box is a lot bigger. They're definitely in a box, though. They're in a box.
I don't know.
That's the issue right now. That's the hubris right now of you trying to get to Mars and get to all these planets because you're trying to escape the box that you're in, but the box is going to follow you, Jack. And then when the M. Night Shyamalan shit happens and he stares in the mirror and he sees a fucking return label stamped to his face, you are the fucking box, Jack. You don't understand that? You are the box. You set this up that way. But if we're all snowflakes, if everybody is different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got identical twins that still are different. How do you expect everybody to live by that? You know what I'm saying?
Not completely.
Like at the end of the day, that makes things boring.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're just getting closer and closer to being how the fucking we're gonna end up be. I see how people say that we can potentially evolve into the aliens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I imagine like you all look alike. I'm sure you all act alike.
That's just because we're only perceiving them in the third dimension when they're actually four-dimensional beings.
Let me find out.
No, I mean it is interesting because when you look at it, like the grayish skin tone, that's if you blend everything together eventually. The eyes are because they're forced to live underground or something to that effect. There's all sorts of, reasons and theoretical evolutionary traits that they share with us.
Why is their head so big?
Well, because the brain continues to develop.
Where'd their genitalia go?
You don't know.
They got a switchblade, that motherfucker retractable now.
Or maybe they evolved not to have them. Maybe procreation is only available through scientific means.
But why? How would you? But how? But I don't get that though, right? Because clearly you observe, you know that not to be true. You know that's not the case. Like you see that there's a species that's fucking like jackrabbits out here procreating.
Well, I mean,
and you just looking down like.
I don't know. I've never seen a fully naked alien, Cliff. Maybe they're packing.
I don't think so. Unless it's
but
like
you don't know. That's my point.
unless it's like a fourth dimension thing, and like in that dimension, when you see them, they look complete, right. Like with all of the extra shits. But here we're just like, damn, you just.
Or if taking it to the non-human at that point, maybe they reproduce asexually. There are organisms that do that we know of that can basically give offspring themselves. So, I don't know.
It's all a fucking. That's another thing. That brings me to my second grievance.
All right, so your first grievance was society
the conformity. Like
conformity
you're just trying to.
All right.
You're trying to turn this bitch into a boot camp, and I'm not going. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going. Second, I don't want to fucking hear about aliens anymore. I really fucking don't. I don't care if they show up tomorrow. Bitch, did you bring a bag? Do you have cash with you? If not, fire the missile and move the fuck on. What the fuck is going on here? Why are we worried about aliens now? I swear on everything, it's like people have the information. You just said it. The video was just shared via group chat that the top 1% control 90% of the wealth. We know for a fact that the FDA and Big Pharma are in bed together, and they're legitimately poisoning us to make us have to go back to the hospital to get the pills that Big Pharma gives.
Here's to RFK. Let's see what he does.
And don't get me wrong, that could be considered a lot of people's sliver of hope. You feel what I'm saying? But the fact that it's gotten this far.
Oh, yeah.
And motherfuckers are giving a fuck about an alien?
Well, and what I would say is, I think you might be seeing more of it because Gordon and I send a lot of it to you, which then influences your algorithm.
What, the alien
shit?
Yes. Okay.
And because everything I see is like, it's like for every one video of somebody like going off on a diatribe about, I can't believe that the government just basically said that there are spacecraft in our water, or there's, non-human intelligence here on the planet that resides in our oceans, blah, blah, blah. And I see one video like that, and then I see 3 that say, I don't give a fuck. Are they taking out the rich for us? No? All right, well then
that's what I'm saying, Jack. What are you here for?
I mean, the point is they've been here all along, so,
Well, I understand that, and I know, from shows we've had in the past, most likely because of the threat of nuclear war brings you out. Because if you lived here, and there's a chance that somebody could be potentially blowing here to shit, I'd imagine that would concern you.
Well, and I think it's that they exist on a different dimensional plane. But when we detonate a nuclear device, it rips the fabric of space-time, and so it does impact their world too. And I think that that's why they're mostly present around nuclear facilities in general.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just to keep us from blowing up the planet, because they're like, motherfucker, we live here too.
Right, I get it. I get it. I wish these motherfucking little dick, ego-driven fucking world leaders would take their finger off the button for a second to realize all the motherfuckers that are under that don't agree with the shit going on.
Well, I mean, that's interesting because, like, when was the last time we had a nuclear detonation?
What, Hiroshima? Or detonation in general?
Yeah.
Wasn't it fairly recent in the ocean?
Oh, true. The most recent confirmed nuclear detonation was in September 2017 in North Korea with an underground explosion.
I thought there was one more recent than that.
U.S. last conducted a nuclear test in 1992. No, it says 2017 in North Korea was the last one.
Okay, then.
But the U.S. hasn't done any since 92, and, sometime between the 50s and 92, they detonated the H-bomb as a test. So, I don't know, man. But I think there's a reason why. And we can say that
why what?
I think there's a reason why nobody has fired another one since. I'm sure. I think the aliens prevent it. They are purely here to keep us from blowing ourselves up. The Reach chiming in the chat that the non-human intelligent life in the oceans are whales. Well, yeah. We know that from Star Trek 4, Mom. The aliens came back to talk to the humpbacks. Admiral, there be whales here. Sorry, that was too deep cut for you, Cliff.
No, you've referenced it a few times.
All right, fair enough.
But I wouldn't think that the aliens would be whales.
Well, I don't think that they are whales, but I think they communicate with whales.
Right. I would think that the whales would be like their pets.
Right. They're like, hey, man.
Send the dogs, you know what I'm saying? See what they sniff out. See how friendly the people are that come in contact with them.
So that was.
We got whaling boats out there, and they're like, "Oh shit, bring the dogs back! These niggas is crazy." Oh, they got nukes too. We gotta do something about it.
I did see a reel that the whales, that maybe the aliens are training the orcas to go after yachts and submarines and to basically take care of any rich people in the ocean.
Hey, I'm Team Shamu all day.
So maybe they are on our side and they are going after the rich. It's just little things.
Listen, you ain't gonna catch me on no whaling shit.
No, hell no.
You know?
Oh.
What do you do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly though, what do you do with it? You're killing a whale, right? I've never seen a good deal on whale steaks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing with the dead whale once you have it? I've never seen a whale head mounted in a hotel anywhere.
It's true. Although I feel like I think there are, maybe it's more museums. I don't know. There probably are.
How do you embalm a whale?
Probably not here in the U.S.
Oh, I'm sure there's some wild shit somewhere. But how do you embalm a whale?
I don't think that would be effective. I mean, you would do it the same way you do a human. But I feel like their skin, like, you wouldn't be able to get rid of that smell.
Yeah, nah. What are they doing with the whales?
You're trying to make something happen here with whales, and I don't know what direction you're trying to go.
I just don't get it. So it may be true, because if you just killing whales just to be killing whales, then you must know it's something about those whales.
Maybe.
Real shit, because what else do they do that with? We eat octopus, they got tuna steaks, you name it out there. Crab legs, lobster tails.
Whale meat. Whale meat goes for a lot of money. It's just outlawed basically in the U.S.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like Japan and China for a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
and then they were really killed. They were really killed for whale blubber.
More you know.
Like, they were originally heavily hunted for basically whale blubber. They're fat.
What's that do? What they do that? What's that?
I think it was
power their car with it. They cook with it. What they do with that?
Well, I think it was a heat source early on.
Whale blubber heat source. Okay.
Yeah, it was whale oil lamps. They burn long.
Okay. And clearly the practice is still alive, right? Because
I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure there are still people poaching and hunting whales, but it's pretty, like, universally illegal now.
Okay. They hunting aliens. Now that's what it is. You motherfuckers talking about whales, them octopus. Them motherfuckers ain't from here. I don't care what nobody say.
No. And they are one of the few species. Actually, you want to get into it. Aliens are actually octopus.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree.
They just evolved to grow on land. They made their way out of the ocean. And no, octopus are another one that certain species, I think, can reproduce asexually. And they die when they give birth. And then the young, we've talked about this before, and the young actually have memories of the parent.
Right.
So, there you go.
Yeah, but I don't want to hear anything about aliens when all this bullshit's going on.
I mean, I hear you.
I don't care about a meeting, a hearing, a disclosure. Bitch, disclose my taxes and give me some of that shit back.
Well, the Office of Government Efficiency is supposedly going to put government spending on blockchain so that everybody can see it.
They need to do something because this is the second year in a row these motherfuckers talking about they lost $100 billion.
Oh, they've lost trillions in the DOD over like the last 10 years. They're missing like $1.2 trillion or some shit. They've never passed an audit.
And that's the type of shit right there that makes me feel like, oh, you don't even need my couple dollars.
Right.
What do you need my taxes for if you just gonna lose it?
Well, again, like that'll be my grievance. The fact that the individual income tax is still a thing when it really should just be taxing corporations. And it should be a percentage based on their profit. And I didn't say revenue, I said their profit. If you operate in the US, X percent of your profit up to certain levels and have the corporate income tax rate basically be the same, or call it the corporate profit tax. And, for up to $1 million, it's this, up to 5 million, it's this, up to 100 million, it's this, up to 500 million, it's this, up to $1 billion, it's this. And tax those fucking companies that are making billions in profits. Tax them 60%.
You said 60%.
I sure as fuck did. What's a corporation need 60% profits for? Or
well, wait,
60% of a bill. Like, what does a corporation need $1 billion in profit for? They're not giving it back to their workforce, which is what they should be doing. So fuck it, tax them. And yes, take it up to 50, 60%. If you're making over $1 billion, 50% of that goes back into the economy because you're not paying your workers enough. And tell me what harm that brings.
I mean,
because I'm not talking about your revenue, and I'm talking about after your operating expenses, what you are left over with is profit.
Right.
So what are you doing with that profit other than hoarding it with your executive team or paying out whatever to shareholders? No. Tax it. Eliminate the games with the fucking stock market. Force companies like Blackstone, BlackRock, Vanguard, all those fucking companies to pay out and take it out of their check, because that's honestly who it hurts. Is it hurts the fucking private equity firms at the top of the ladder. Because then why are they in the game? They wouldn't be anymore.
All right.
I mean, I just saw, Blackstone just bought out Jersey Mike's subs. So, like, Blackstone, and it's crazy to me because, and I know you and I have shared reels on this before, but if you go to the grocery store, 90% of what you see in the grocery store, it's 3 companies.
Right.
3 companies. If that. It might be 2.
Right.
Then at the top,
yeah, I know that.
At the top of that, they're the ones that own all of it. They have crushed competition. There is no competition in the U.S. Like, you can't, you have no distribution channel because the major distribution channels are packed full with the top 2 corporations, because guess what? Those same fucking companies own the distribution channels. This is what antitrust was supposed to prevent. This is what our government was supposed to keep from happening, are these vertically integrated supply chains. Where the same company that makes all of the fucking goods that we use, whether it's food or food and drug and beauty care and blah, 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 the same 3 companies also own the Kroger, the Meijer, the Walmart. Like,
right.
And if you start taxing corporate profits more, and I'm not talking revenue, I'm not talking operating expenses, but you start taxing the profit of those companies, then there's no reason for us to have private equity firms and those kind of things that own the top level of everything. There's no reason for Vanguard to have, a 57% stake in the top 90 companies in the world.
Right.
So there's my grievance.
I'm grieving with you.
Leave the individuals alone, go after corporations, and tax the shit out of them. And only tax, and if you want to tax individuals, only tax people making more than $500 million.
You hear me?
Because to your point, Cliff, our wage, again, going back to my earlier point, the top 1% owns 90% of the wealth in this country right now. So taxing me doesn't get you anything. Go after that motherfucker.
That's why motherfucker just wants to stop altogether.
What's crazy is, like, you can be in the 90th percentile of wage earners and still be closer to the bottom 1% than you are to the top 1% in terms of income.
Oh, I'm sure of that.
Like, making over
I'm sure that's wild.
Making over 6 figures, I am still closer to the McDonald's worker or someone working a minimum wage job than I am that top 1%.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
by far. By far. It's not even like a comparison.
Right. Yeah, that's a good grievance there. That was pretty deep.
Every once in a while.
Let's lighten it up with a grievance.
Oh, goodness.
I have a major grievance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's with my stomach. I don't know. It could be stomachs across the world, but specifically my stomach. I don't know why I can wake up in the morning and take a shit. And for some reason, as soon as I get out the shower, I feel like I have to shit again.
Okay. All right.
And there's nothing I hate more than shitting as soon as I got out the shower.
Because you just got clean and now you're not. Well,
I got to shit.
You know what would help that feeling?
What?
Hello Tushy, which should sponsor this podcast. Because it leaves you feeling cleing.
I don't know.
Dude, I hate having to take a shit anywhere but my house now. I do. I hate it. I hate having to use toilet paper.
That is just the wildest to me.
It's gross. It's gross. I don't want anything to do with it. I do not like it. I absolutely detest taking a shit anywhere but my house because I'm spoiled by the fact that every toilet in my house has a bidet on it, has the Hello Tushy. Dude, it'll change your life.
It sounds like it changed yours. I believe you. I'm cool. I'm good.
Well, and I mean, it's also nice because I spend a lot less money on toilet paper now. I get one of those like 36 mega roll things twice a year. If that.
Yeah, nah. And I don't know if that helps because I still feel like even if I was sprayed clean.
You can hate on it all you want, dude.
I would still feel like you still shit out of the shower. That motherfucker wasn't a car wash. It didn't spray suds before it rinsed you out.
Well, the really fancy ones do, but I can't afford those. It like pre-mixes them and then you turn the nozzle a little further and then it's just a rinse.
And then you turn it one more click and
it's a dryer.
Baby powder that just goes.
Well, no, it drops it onto it, and then the hair dryer, for lack of a better term, the air blower blows it into your ass and dries it out as it goes.
I'm not. No,
dude, you can't knock it till you try it, dude. You spend a week using it. Tell me if you go back.
Oh shit! I mean, what?
I completely disagree with this grievance. I think this is a personal choice that you have made to not have a clean ass.
That is hilarious to me. Oh man, I got a headache. Yeah, nah. Nah. What other deep grievances you got?
I think let's see, what's another one? This one's real surface level. And I don't think I got to it last week. The new Dragon Age game, man, they went away from the formula and it's not as good. It's not as good.
Oh, yeah, they do that with shit.
I play the BioWare games because I like the story. I like to be able to kind of influence the story based on the decisions I make. And the combat is kind of secondary to all that.
Right.
And they have made this game nothing but combat, basically. Like, I
think
I've logged 20 hours, and I think I've made one choice that influenced, like, what happened next in the game.
Oh, okay. And that was a lot of the old game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It was all about, like, building up your relationships with your party members, deciding which faction to join, and then that changes the shape of the world because then the other faction is more against you, and there's, like, none of that. It's all, like, we're good guys, they're bad guys, that's it. And to that end, I think that they have... to your point, like, they do that with games all the time. And I get trying something different, but, like, I think I was just hungry for a game like that. And so the disappointment was extra because...
Now, do you think it was, like, cheaper as far as the development went to make it that way?
I think that they... Probably. I do. I think it was cheaper in the long run, although from what I hear, it's a little muddled because, like, I think the leadership on the dev team changed over a bunch of times. And so basically the director for the game changed a couple of different times. And so it became designed by committee, which never works out well.
Mm-hmm.
But on a similar note, I have another grievance that is technology related and entertainment related. What the fuck? Did you watch the Tyson-Paul fight?
Yeah, I did.
How the fuck was Netflix so bad?
Yeah, it was awful. I didn't even get to watch it until after.
Okay, so you probably got a better feed than I did. I watched it live, and it was pixelated the whole freaking time.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad. Like, worse than standard definition TV from us growing up. And what's crazy is Netflix is trying to get into the game of more, like, live entertainment stuff. Like, they just inked that deal with the WWE. They've got a couple of NFL games that are going to stream on there. Like, they better figure out the live streaming thing quick because it was bad. Especially for how many eyes you had on that product.
Yeah, you knew it was going to be a lot.
And then Tyson, that'll be my third round in this grievance. Mike Tyson, that was just not a good fight. And not that I wanted him to knock him out, but like it was clear early on that that's not what they were doing. That was purely for show. That was not a real fight. I do think it was staged. I think it was fixed from the beginning.
And you should have known.
Yeah. Well, that's Paul. And people still buy into the shit. Now, the only reason I watched that fight in particular was because it was free.
Right.
Like I don't know that I would have paid money to see that one.
They would have got a lot. They would have got a lot of folks. Probably would have. Yeah, if they'd have charged, they would have got a lot of folks with that. Everything is that's a grievance. Everything is just a scam.
Oh yeah, it's all manufactured.
Right. Like what? Like how did we get here where that is acceptable?
Well, honestly,
I blame wrestling.
I mean, you can. I don't think that's why, but
right.
No, you actually know what the bigger travesty was? Was the women's fight right before the main event.
Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor.
How the fuck did they give that fight to Taylor?
I mean, I didn't see the whole thing.
Oh, you should go back and watch it. Serrano fucking dominated that fight, dude.
Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing. And I do need to watch it because the first one was interesting as well.
That was better than the main event by far.
Oh yeah. I knew it would be though.
Yeah. Except for the fixed decision.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again. The first one was kind of like that too. I was like, I could have seen a draw, but
which is crazy that I'm going against the Irish girl, but or Scottish, whatever she is. One of those islands.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she is either, to be honest. Yeah, no, I just feel like that goes into everything. I guess all the grievances all kind of
they're all fixated around the box. The structure.
I just don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like
there's nothing real anymore.
There's nothing real?
Yeah. It's all manufactured.
And see, that's the thing about it, right? Is that because we've gotten to this point of constantly crying wolf, that when it is real, you don't even notice it.
Right.
Alien. It kind of sets you up for something like a Project Blue Beam, right? Like, they've been rocking us to sleep now for a long while. And it's going to be so many people that are just I don't know what the fuck is going on. You hear what I'm saying? I don't know. That's another thing that they just give you so much misinformation, disinformation, fake news.
Oh yeah, it's all scripted, it's all manufactured.
That you don't even know what, who, where.
Like we had a presidential candidate who had 2 assassination attempts on him, and I think I only really saw any coverage on the first one.
Right.
Like, we don't even care. Which is fine. Like, you know, another rich guy dead would not bother me, but it's crazy.
I mean, I wouldn't have, wanted that to take place.
No, I'm not wishing it on anyone, but like that has no impact on my life.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, it's the same thing you're saying with like the presidential election doesn't matter. Like it's the exact same statement.
Right. And I mean, that is fair. I definitely understand that. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's almost like there's nothing much you can really do, right? But try to ignore the bullshit around you and watch what happens.
Well, and I think I even talked about that a little bit on the election episode with Sam, which was think local, act local. Like, build your own little community, and your own little community will have its own set of rules, boundaries, whatever, or less of them than society as a whole. Like, I do think that, a major problem in our world today is the sense of community that is in reality isolation. And what I mean by that is it's the whole echo chamber idea that people being surrounded by only their own voice is actually more isolating than continuously hearing different opinions.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
And I think that is something that is exasperated by social media. I think that is something that is exasperated by the current climate where, it's the whole PC police culture right now, which is you can't say anything, so no one says anything. And when they do, it's immediately, to your point, you said this earlier, it's immediately villainized. And so people aren't as willing to like speak up and speak out.
And I feel like it's like football or like any sport, right? Like, I feel like when you have players on the field and then you have people on the sideline, usually the people on the sideline can see things that the player on the field doesn't have the opportunity to see.
Yep.
And I feel like the longer motherfuckers play the game, the less you see what's going on around. You know what I'm saying?
I think I hear what you're saying. I would say for athletes that's actually opposite, but I hear you. I don't think that was your point, but I think
I wasn't geared towards athletes, of course, because their whole goal is to stay on the field. But
and I think as you continue playing that game, you see more and more of it. Like, a kid in 7th grade is gonna always bounce to the outside because they think that that's where the opportunity is. A kid, hopefully by the time he gets to high school, college, knows that if he hits that hole and then cuts it to the outside or takes the straight line past the nearest defender, it's going to be the bigger play. I think part of what I'm saying with my statement around this is that these echo chambers, we're not actually developing. Like, we get so narrow focused on our point of view that we're not seeing the broader field of the point of view this far, this far, this far, this far, this far, this far, this far. Like, our focus is narrowed.
Right.
And so we only see one end point.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely agree. But I just feel like the whole analogy is, like you said, with the specific echo chambers. And I mean, a lot of it is also manufactured.
Yeah.
But with the specific sides that you stick to, naturally on that field, you're competing with your opposite side.
Right. But the problem is that we think, and I'm upset you haven't gotten to this, because what you teed this up with in our commentary was not what you've delivered so far. Although the nerds might have been the aliens demographic or whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. So, but again, Your other one, which I'm not going to speak on unless you speak on.
I bet that's the case.
You are being told that they're your opponent. They're not. They're on the same team as you are. And I think that that's the problem, is that we keep thinking that it's like blue versus red, Democrat versus Republican, conservative versus liberal. Nah, motherfucker. It's the haves versus the have-nots. And guess what? We, the have-nots, outnumber those motherfuckers a million to one.
Right.
And we're convinced that we're playing against this person. We're not. We're playing against them. And guess what? They're winning, and they have an undefeated fucking record right now.
Right. But as long as they give us something to be interested in, like aliens, or something to be angry about, like...
yeah, we're fucking picking daisies in the field while they're running for another touchdown.
I don't get it. Like, it just drives me crazy. Like, I don't know. Que sera. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. Because I feel like it's too far to be reversed.
Yeah. Well,
unless everybody wants some big mass awakening. But again, it's not a lot of people that want to be woke.
Well, we talked in 2020 about the 2020s being the decade of awakening or destruction.
Right.
So either we need an awakening or we need a mass extinction event.
I mean, I just feel like we need a 1% extinction event.
Nothing. Well, if you can target which of the 1%,
you know what I'm saying? 1% extinction event.
That makes me think of the Cartman Has AIDS episode of South Park, and so they go to Magic Johnson's house, and Magic Johnson's been cured of AIDS. And what they find out is that it's because Magic Johnson injects himself with $1 million worth of liquidated cash. Like, if we can do that and just target that blood cell that has the liquidated cash in it.
You hear me?
Where's our Batman? That's what I want to know. Who's the one rich person that's going to go after all the other rich bastards? We just have a bunch of Lex
Luthors.
Yeah, no shit.
That's it. That's all we have is a bunch of Lex Luthors. Not one fucking Superman.
Well.
Isn't that ironic?
Well, which is where I'm saying... Which is why I'm saying we need a Batman. We need the... rich motherfucker that is fighting for the side of justice and equality.
Nah, fuck that. Fuck Batman, because then he's going to be like, job's done. Isn't it cool to see a nice billionaire? Maybe we should have him around. You know what I'm saying? And people going to be like, he has the point. And we going to be right back,
where we started.
Fuck all that Batman shit. You rich too, nigga. You ain't donate. Maybe if you donated a little bit more, Gotham wouldn't be so Gotham. Poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking dickhead.
It's touche. Good point.
Yeah, ain't nobody trying to... He likes that shit. He's playing the game.
He is.
He's just as sick as the Joker. You got money to make a change. You could change the whole city if you really wanted to, but nah, I'm gonna leave it all run down and crime riddled, so I can have fun on the weekends and the evenings
and go hunt poor people.
you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I got a grievance with fucking Batman. How about that? I got a grievance with Batman. And now the Joker's over in the corner like, see what I've been saying all the time? You get it now?
Some people just want to watch the world burn. Yes, Cliff.
Do you get it now? But see, that explains Joker so very... it explains him so much more when you think about it from that aspect, because you like, fuck it, I like tormenting these motherfuckers.
Well, and I think the Penguin gave us insight into the Penguin for the exact same reason.
Is that on the show?
Oh yeah, it is very much the have-nots versus the haves in that show. You would actually, dude, I'm telling you, if you have a chance, that is one you should watch. You would like it. And like I said, you don't even, like, if they didn't talk about Gotham and you didn't know he was the Penguin, I don't think you realize it's a Batman show.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think you realize it's a comic book show. I think if they got rid of the setting and adjusted what they did with the drugs, like, you would have no idea.
Right. I'll give it a try. That's another thing. Nothing's fucking new.
Right.
Because you didn't box everybody in.
No doubt.
Now nobody even knows how to make something new or different.
Well, and I think to that end, like, that goes back to lack of creativity in our world. And you would have thought that, and I don't know, maybe it's just I haven't seen it and I'm not aware, but between COVID and the fact that we are in a bigger economic depression of the bottom 80%, where's the art? Where's the challenge?
All right.
None of it gets made. Or if it does, it never gets seen. Because, again, the distribution channels are all owned by the same 4 companies.
Right. That is some shit, ain't it?
Isn't it? It's nuts.
And how you get... And is that the only way to fix that? Taxing corporations?
I mean, the other way is a mass extinction event, so.
Or a 1% extinction event.
I want the vigilante who is just out there hunting rich people. That's what I want. Cliff, we may have to have a talk after the show.
Listen, they ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just saying, we might not have to worry about that and let it keep going a little bit longer.
Yeah, because the aliens will come out and save
it won't just be
everything.
one of them.
No, my problem is that it's going to be uprisings against governments and not the shadow governments behind them. That's what's going to happen, is that they're going to go after the seat of power, but that seat of power is just an illusion. It's just a puppet.
I mean, maybe sometimes you got to peel back the layers.
Yeah. It's like an onion.
You know?
Like an ogre.
And that's the truth. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, if you got people going after government officials, that makes it very real to be one. You know what I'm saying?
It tells those on top that they're not safe.
I mean, people have to recognize that, he's really trying to be one to do something. Otherwise, what happens is all of them vacate, and then you're left with the shadow government trying to take control.
Right.
So then you start getting a few more answers, start peeling back a few more layers.
I mean, it's the same way they go after drug cartels, right? You got to start with the street guys first.
Right.
Street guys take you to the distributor. Distributor takes you up the chain.
You know how it goes. But, I mean, hopefully, I doubt it, but, somebody has to change their heart and starts doing something right.
Right. Well, that goes back to my increased corporate taxes.
Right.
Because you could to keep it out of your profit line, make it a donation. Make it to something that's social good. ESG is supposedly a big thing. Environmental, social governance. Like, make your investments there, make that part of your operating expense, and then it's not part of your profit. And you don't get it taken away from you.
I guess that would incentivize you to spread the pie a little bit more.
Or to the point, like operating expenses, wages. Like wages are part of operating expense.
Right.
Pay your people more. And if you don't, we'll tax it and we'll redistribute it our way. Like, that's the way it should work.
I mean, you know how it goes if it sounds like right.
It won't ever happen.
Right. I don't want to say ever, but
yeah.
I don't know what it would take to put us on that track.
I don't know.
Because all I'm saying is we would have to dump a whole lot more tea than the motherfuckers did back in the day.
And we did that over what was it, like a 1.5% tax or something? These motherfuckers take 40% of our wages.
Niggas are soft. That's what they've been trying to domesticate people for years.
Well, I think it's that we don't know what the target should be. Like that's the real issue, is that we need to unify behind a target. And maybe the target's Target. I don't know. Maybe the target's Walmart. I don't know.
Right in front of us the whole time.
If we just start just setting, targets on fire, I don't know. Oh man. I don't know.
What do they say? This is for entertainment purposes only.
Right.
Allegedly. The lawyer lady up there in the booth is telling me to say allegedly.
I feel like he alleged it my entertainment purposes only.
I was kidding. I was only kidding.
Oh man! All right, you got other grievances?
Now, none come to mind, especially now that I realized it's all a cycle.
Right.
Yeah, I'll come back to the same grievance.
They do. It circles back.
Fuckers. But do you have any other grievances?
I mean, I could go on forever. The institution of marriage and how it is so heavily weighted towards women. Men take on all the risk, get none of the rewards, or very few of the rewards. They're not guaranteed the rewards. How about that? Whereas a woman is. So,
I'm going to stay out because I don't know nothing about it.
That's fair. I mean, to your point, it all comes back to the same one. But, like, insurance, total fucking scam right now. They're jacking up rates by 50 to 100% and aren't covering, and yet it's required by law. Fuck that.
Right. Right. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know.
I think my last one that I'll share. Actually, I've got two. So one is silly and stupid. Hey man, we're going full old man here today. Get off my lawn. There is a severe lack of co-op split screen games in the market right now, and it's very disappointing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's very disappointing. And I know it's all geared towards online and like people do the multiplayer thing there, but like what happened to couch co-op?
Right.
Like we grew up and like that was all we had, and it was wonderful. Like it brought us together. We spent more time
together. People are
together.
Antisocial now though.
I understand.
So I don't know that your market would be that big. I feel like you would be cutting your market in half.
Well, and like, I don't know. I talked about this with you at one point, and I think I'm ready to like try to make it happen. I want to get back to like card and board game nights. Like, just try to get not a huge group of people, but get, 4 to 10 people together, and let's play cards.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. I'm always with that. Shit.
Or even the and we tried to do it on the show once or twice, like the You Don't Know Jack stuff, being in the same house and like doing that, like.
Right.
It's good times. So
yeah, no, I'm with that.
I am going to. I've actually got a friend who's been trying to get like a monthly one going. So either co-opting or pressing to like make hers bigger or doing my own. So
I'm with it. You just gotta let me know.
Yeah. So we'll get that going. I mean, the holiday time especially, like let's get together and do something on that front. And then the last grievance is I'm tired of being a youth coach and not being able to sit the players that aren't good.
Participation trophies.
Coming back to the participation trophies, and I get it. But
we're
starting to get towards middle school now. If you're not good at sports, you're not going to be good at sports. I'm sorry. You're just not. And, right now, I actually asked AI to help me with this, and AI was no help. I gave AI 3 criteria. I said, here are my players ranked from 1 to 8. Give me a lineup for 8 periods where the bottom 3 players are not on the court at the same time, but every player has to sit at least once. AI couldn't do it. It couldn't solve the math. The math was not mathing. So, yes, very disappointed.
That is crazy.
Dude, the fact that I gave it to a computer and the computer couldn't do it for me. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Don't send out emails to the parents and snitch on you.
I mean, trust me, any of the parents ask me, I will tell them. And the nice thing is
this math from ChatGPT.
Right. ChatGPT said this was the most equitable solution to our dilemma. And yes, your kid sits 4 out of 8 periods because he's not allowed to sit 2 in a row. And I didn't even add the criteria of, I said the bottom 3 can't be on the court at the same time. I didn't say one of the top 3 has to be on the court.
Right.
Which would really be the math that I need to figure out. So, and then
guy like humans can have this. That's what they're dealing with.
And then, for the last quarter, I need to be able to have nothing but my best 5. I need that option. Because if it's a close game, I need it to be my top 5 in the game.
Right.
Out of 8. So, yeah. It's ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous.
That's interesting.
I'm just upset that I gave it to a computer program and AI
no, I am too.
AI could not solve the equation for me. Like that's the one thing it's supposed to be good at.
I'm just upset that you introduced the computer program. This motherfucker was on his line like, what the fuck is this nigga asking me? I don't give a fuck about those bastard human kids. Tell them download more information on basketball. Get better.
So yes, that was the final of my grievances. That's what I got. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Anything else that I need to get off? I feel like I have things that are on my mind and then we start and I just go blank.
That's probably the alcohol.
No, I don't think I have anything.
No? All right. Well, it'll be a shorter show today, but we still got to an hour 20, and that was a solid fucking conversation the whole time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know that I enjoyed it, but
I like that we don't. I think we've gotten better about not trying to like stretch it out to the full 2 hours. Let the conversation be what the conversation is, and call it a day.
Right, I'm with you on that.
All right. Well, what you got? Close us out.
Love everybody. You know the deal.
Do us a favor. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell them to troll. Peace out, fools.